Let me remind you as we go through these lessons, make sure you read everything on the page. I mean, it's just like at the bottom of page 152. And I'm not going to read that or go over it, but listen, if you sell something, you don't want seller's remorse either. So make sure that, you're comfortable with the price you're selling something for, because you might say, well, I could have got more money for that. So make sure you're aware of what things are worth, what they're selling for, so there will be no buyer's remorse. Okay, now there'll be times, and I know sometimes you can say, well, I could have got another $5. I know, but you know what? You'll get better with practice and all that. So I just want to encourage you to make sure you read all the sidebars and everything. But anyway, so let's go on. Let's keep talking about finding a great deal. I've mentioned some of these already, so let's finish up chapter 7 and let's just run through now, another thing you can do is trade something of value. That's not an uncommon practice. It's not as common as it used to be, but you could do that. Either goods or just your services. I've helped people, like, say, on their house, and they come help me. So it kind of works both ways. So you say, well, I'll tell you what, you've done this sometimes as kids. You're like, well, hey, if you'll mow the lawn for me, then I'll wash dishes for you. You trade services, right? I don't feel like washing dishes. I'd much rather mow. Okay. Anyway, so just keep that in mind. It's just another way to get a good deal, and something doesn't cost you anything. All right. Okay, where to find good deals? Well, individuals. I mean, private sellers. They're out there. I mean, it seems like everybody's got something to sell or trying to get rid of. So just keep that in mind. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, my wife, she family was trying to clean out a house or something, and she went and got a table. It was free. I mean, they just wanted to get rid of it. They didn't want to take it to the dump. So she brought it home, painted it, and sold it on Craigslist. I mean, she did some nice little stenciling or whatever. I forget now, but then sold for like $20. I mean, so there's ways to even do that, to buy something, make it nicer, and then resell it. But once again, individuals are selling things. So if you've got a creative flair, take advantage of that. All right. And then I've already mentioned number 2, estate sales and public auctions. All right. So good play. I mean, look, you can find everything from dishes to lawn tractors at these things. All kinds of stuff. All right. Coupons. You can always use coupons. I know, kind of out, but my dad, he still uses coupons. So it's just a way to go about it. And listen, these things add up. Listen, if you just kept a notebook, you might find out that at the end of 1 year, I'm just making numbers up, maybe you saved $250. Well, if you did that 4 years in a row, that's $1,000. You could fly to Los Angeles if you ever wanted to go there for $1,000. I mean, so there's just things you can do. So let's just so be aware of that. All right. So all right. Number 4 is garage sales, and garage sales are popular, particularly early, springtime, early summer. And you can get all kinds of things there, all right? And it's not a bad idea. You can have your phone check out prices of things. You might find an old CD worth $20 and they're selling it for $1. Buy it and sell it on eBay for $20. I mean, so garage sales are out there. There's repossession lots. Okay, that's into the car dealer. Number 6 is flea markets. I knew a guy, seemed like he bought everything at a flea market. So I think he bought all his tools at a flea market. So they're out there. Then there's always the refunds and the rebates on things you buy. Number 8, there are foreclosures. That's a different ball game. I thought I won't spend time there. A lot of people buy houses on foreclosures. Number 9, pawn shops. My dad was doing some work on his house years ago, and he needed a tile cutter, so he went down to the pawn shop, bought a tile cutting machine. I mean, they're expensive, brand new, and he didn't want to rent one, so he went and bought it. And then after he finished with it, he sold it. Didn't cost him a dime. So, pawn shops. Then there's online auctions. Maybe you've never done anything there, but we bought our car, my wife's car, on eBay in 2004, still driving it today. She loves it as much now as she ever did. Why get rid of it? So it's got 250,000 miles on it. It's fine. And we take good care of it. We service it, all that. And we bought that on eBay. So you can buy a lot of things on online auctions. Then there are the classified ads, if you want to use them. Consignment sales. If you go to a convention or a conference, sometimes here's the deal. You go to a conference and they've got all this stuff. They don't want to haul it back home. So maybe at the very end, say, well, hey, I'll take that whole box, whatever. All right. So there's just deals that you might not even think of. All right. We're trying to stretch our money. Now on page 156, rework through the chapter a little bit. Fill in the blanks on the 7 things, the lucky 7 rules. I mean, as you do that, it just reinforces what we've talked about. So let me encourage you to do that. And then there's some big ideas, and then there's some take action challenge. So just work through that. Now, if you want to pause right here, I'm going to go to the money in review section, and I'm just going to kind of run through the answers. All right, so here we go. Number 1 on page 158 is the letter H. Number 2, F. Number 3 is C. Number 4 is the letter A. Number 5 is E. Number 6 is D. 8 is G. And 9 is I. All right, multiple choice. On page 159, using cash gives you more bargaining power than using credit. True. Now, if you're buying things on Craigslist and whatever, I mean, you're obviously using cash. I mean, you can't tell somebody to take your credit card. That's going to be very rare. I mean, if they're set up for it on their phone or something. But for the most part, you're going to use cash. Number 11, being married, that is emotionally attached to a purchase, will cause you to lose bargaining power, and that's true. It's kind of like you go to the, I got to have it, I got to have it. You'll pay anything. So watch the emotions. That will get you into trouble. Number 12, getting the best deal on a purchase involves doing all of the following except B. Being first in line for a new product. Number 13, which of the following is typically not a good place to find a deal? The mall. You pay full retail. That's not where you get a deal. Now, I'm not saying you can't go when they're having 40% off and maybe what you need. Yeah, that's the place to go get it. I understand that, but that's typically not what we're thinking about. Number 14, which of the following describes why using cash is a great bargaining tool? Letter D, all of the above. Short answer. Summarize the benefits of being a wise consumer. Listen, how about peace of mind? I mean, it feels good. You lay down at nighttime, wow, I'm so glad I bought that. I really got a good deal, and it's a peace of mind thing. And then, of course, you're saving money. That's always huge. And as one day you get older and you have kids, it's a great example to your kids, especially if they saw you negotiate, get a good deal. That helps. All right. Number 16, explain the power of walk away, because you're not emotionally attached, so you can walk away. Number 17, what role does research play? It's huge. I mean, you ought to do a little research. You go to Amazon, read reviews before you go buy a product, know what's up, what to expect. And so that's helpful. And it's going to help you negotiate. What if you say, well, I understand that, this particular brand is not that reliable. I mean, if it's true, if that's what the reviews say, there's nothing wrong in bringing that up. And the owner may say, well, yeah, I realize that. And then he kind of knows that you may pull back, so that might help you negotiate because he's trying to get rid of it. All right, so let's keep that in mind. All right, number 18, honesty is always important. And then the cost benefit of buying slightly outdated products. Hey, you can get them cheaper. All right, use phones. My boy's got a phone. I mean, I don't know. I think he paid dollar or $10 for it off online. It is used, probably 2 years old, but beats paying several hundred. So you don't have to have the latest and the greatest. And if you go through life and you have to have the latest and the greatest, you're not going to be very good at bargain shopping. All right, hope this chapter's helped. Happy shopping.